Hello everyone, thanks you're watching that video. In that video I'm going to talk a little bit about the two hooks which are created with the new versions in Angular, particular ng AfterRenderer and ng AfterNextRender. And first of all I would like to start with one statement which I have heard. And the statement was like, those two new hooks can be used to split the logic which should be invoked on the client side but not fired on the server side during the server-side rendering. And I think that that's a correct statement. Yes, that's true, because those two hooks, they are invoked just only on the client side. On the server side, they are skipped. In the source code, they contain like rough if it's like platform server or something like that, let's skip. So, but the statement that they are dedicated to include and contain just only logic which should be invoked on the client side, I think that kind of thoughts, they are wrong. You can use, but they are dedicated completely to different from my point of view. And I will try to explain my point of view. So we have many hooks, if you are familiar with Angular, and after viewing it, and after content in it, etc., and on changes, etc. They are invoked in different stages during the life cycle change detection. So there are at least two main stages of bootstrapping Angular, like the general bootstrapping, the component initialization, and the life cycle, which runs starting from the root component, and then it goes down to the child components and invokes hooks, hook by hook, depends on the type, depends on its type. And for those who have been working with the hooks, it's familiar that on every stage the DOM can be different, and if the logic inside any hook is supposing the manipulation with the DOM, you may not have ready to use content, or the content which you assume will be ready, and then you can somehow manipulate because it's not yet rendered. And that's the first problem which we have, and not like which we have. It's like completely the specific of the life cycle hooks and the mechanism of change detection. But those two new hooks, they are run after the life cycle has been finished, change detection, at the end of it, and then they are assuming that DOM is already finished. That means if you have, for example, the initialization of any library, you can put that logic inside those hooks because the DOM is ready. You can be sure, confident that you can pretty brave take any elements, change it, and manipulate with the DOM if you have that logic placed inside those hooks. So that's the first kind of usage of those hooks. I agree with that, but I would say it may lead soon also to some problems, because if you will put some logic inside the hook which is assuming manipulation with the DOM, if any other library will also use that hook and will manipulate the DOM, and maybe the other feature, etc., etc., that may lead that during those hooks will be invoked, the DOM will be changed, and the next one hook may not see the same DOM which the previous hook has seen during the starting of the manipulation, So that may lead also to problems that the application is not stable. By its sense, the ng AfterRender means that the application is stable, that nothing is happening already with hooks, with DOM, etc. And that's why you can access any elements and change it. but put one more logic inside that hook which manipulates with the DOM, can break that stability. And those hooks, they have also some order of execution. Unfortunately for now, I didn't investigate for sure. Looks like it starts again from the root component till the end component, but I cannot say that it's like for sure works like I said. Maybe for some other cases that may not work. That's why, but anyway, it works, all those hooks, after all the other hooks has been completed. The other example how I would suggest it to use those hooks, I think, and that example is really stable and useful, and that's for what those hooks can be used. It's postpone of loading of other components. What do I mean? Let's say you have a website and that page is pretty long. That may have different sections, for example, and you understand that you would like to improve the UX behavior and provide for the user as fast as possible the content ready to interact. For now, you have really huge bundles which contains the components for all the components displayed on your page. But you see that you can, for example, the components which are not displayed in the first section of your website and needs the user to scroll down a bit, you would like to load them a little bit later. No need to load them, because now they are a part of the bundle which is loaded and they are taking time to load it and bootstrap. So you're gonna to prune to cut them for now at the first loading and to load them a bit later. But user can faster see the content, and even if he will not see what's below, it doesn't make sense. Because you already solving that. Already you started the request, etc. And I think those hooks, they are the most suitable for such case. Because you can split your application and include in the first bootstrap bundle just only the skeleton, like the main layout of your page and the most important components. The rest you can postpone to load later. And the point when you can initialize that loading, it could be those hooks. So on those, inside those hooks, you can start loading those bundles and bootstrapping them, displaying them. Because when Angular reaches that point, that means that Angular is your layout, your page is stable. Nothing is happening already inside. User can see and can start using your content which is available, buttons, etc. So that's kind of how you may use those hooks, and I found them interesting. Maybe the other examples, but that's what I think. That's it. What I would like to see what I wanted to say about those hooks. Thank you so much. Bye.